Well, say hello to this blast from the past style of vacuum. As you can tell, it's a Kirby G5. This model in particular that I have is from 1998. And this is my next video. Let's talk Kirby slash direct air dirty air vacuums. So, I have been familiar with Kirby mostly my whole life. I've been around these vacuums, rainbows, and back in the 90s, a lot of your Dirt Devil, Hoover, and Bissell vacuums were direct air vacuums. They didn't have bagless, they didn't have bypass system bagged vacuums. They were all direct air vacuums where the fan sits down here and pulls the air directly from the motor. Like, it's right behind that, right in here where that turn knob is, there is a fan that sits in there. And what that does is it creates massive airflow to really deep clean your carpets and pull out that dirt and dust that is deep down that some vacuums have trouble pulling out. They have done a lot better job over the years, and some vacuums that are bagless even have high airflow. It just depends on what it is mostly. But when it comes to Kirby, you're gonna have massive airflow. Really, and honestly, any kind of direct air vacuum you have, you're gonna look at like 100 CFM or more. That's just the way they're built and designed. They don't make vacuums like this nowadays. Kirby, I believe, is one of the only brands that are still direct air. They haven't really changed their style that much in a course of 100 years. I have a Kirby Avalier 1 that is very similar to this. The only thing is, it's just a different color. The bag emptor is different, but mostly it still has a 7-amp motor. The brush roll that's in this can be used in an Avalier 1. It is the stiff oblique brush roll. But any Kirby you have is going to pull like 120 or more CFM. I have 2 Dirt Devils in my collection that are also direct air. One is from 1994 and the other one is from 2000, and they pull massive airflow. The thing I want to hint on is back in the 90s or so, with these direct air vacuums, they didn't have very good filtration with their bags. They didn't have HEPA bags back then. They were mostly just single ply paper bags, and they did horrible filtration. You can see that right there. This Kirby doesn't even say HEPA. It just says Micron Magic filtration. And Kirby, when the G4 came out, they came out with they started making bags a lot more better. But over the years, they have finally started using HEPA bags, and the filtration has really improved with these direct air machines. Even certain, you can find Bissell style 7 bags that is HEPA grade filtration, and you can use them in a plethora of vacuums, and the collar will fit just fine. I have tested that theory out in many vacuums and whatnot, but when it comes to a Kirby, it is, you've got a lot of change, like a lot of different things you can do with them. You can shampoo your carpets, you can take off the power nozzle and use it, connect a hose in for above floor cleaning. You can use them for, they have a sander attachment. You can use them to paint with. You can use them, they have like a foam attachment that you can connect and like use dry foam on your upholstery and a furniture. These Kirby's can do a multitude of different things, and that's what makes them unique, I think. I mostly use my Kirby just to vacuum with. I don't really convert it a lot, but as far as vacuuming goes, a Kirby with a tech drive, you can't beat how easy it is to push. It maneuvers very well. It's very, very durable. Kirby is one of the only machines, too, that still uses aluminum. Most vacuums nowadays are plastic. Yeah, the plastic in some vacuums is really durable and it'll last. Rainbow used to be all metal and they switched over to plastic. But with Rainbows, they mainly did that because of the water would make the metal rust and plastic lasted longer. So that's actually would be a more beneficial change, is to switch to plastic when you're using water. I'll have a Rainbow video coming in the future, but when it comes to a Kirby, you're going to have a lot of airflow, you're going to have decent agitation, you're going to have, you can buy HEPA grade bags, you're going to have really good filtration, you're going to have an overall vacuum that will last you a very long time. I love a Kirby. Hence the reason why I have one. The G5 happens to be my favorite style Kirby. I have a G5 here from 1998. I've got a Avalier 1 from 2014. And I've got a Centuria 1 from 2009. My Centuria 1 was my very first Kirby that I ever owned personally. But I have used Kirby's clear back into the 1960s. I've used, I think it is called it's a green style. I don't know. My friend Bill at VacLab has this exact machine. I can't remember what it's called, but it is a green one, and it is very, very old. But anywho, that wraps up this video with Kirby's. You know, if you own a Kirby, you're going to expect a lot of years out of it. It's a very durable vacuum. It is a very high airflow vacuum. If you buy the HEPA bags, you'll have great airflow. It's just, you can't beat a Kirby, really, in all honesty. And the thing with Kirby's is they're a dime a dozen. You can find them anywhere. They sell them all over the place. So if you like a vacuum that uses a bag and an upright, go with a Kirby. I can't say nothing else about that. So that's the end of this video for my talk on direct air vacuums. So stay tuned for more videos. The next category I will cover is Rainbow. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.